Cool. Are we live on
Yeah,
Odysee? I think we are.
we will be if we
Oh,
weren't.
okay.
It says starting soon.
I'm gonna say hi guys in the chat.
Hey yo. Let me just see the YouTube thing's figured out. Like, I don't know if anyone does like back-to-back podcasts on the same channel like I do here. I don't know if it's a good idea. I got ripped into it. I just remember that the timing of I used to do the Dash podcast at 3 every single Friday.
Yeah.
Um,
Can you share it on the Stay Dashy Discord?
yeah, I haven't shared that it's live yet, but if one of you guys wants to do it, I just don't want to overload the computer. But yeah, I used to do this at 3 every single Friday for the Dash podcast for Dash Force. And then when that got stopped, I decided to keep doing it, but I said do every other week, and I moved it to 4, so it was easier for Eastern, so it was easier to get people. And then after a while, I was like, why don't I do like a regular crypto podcast? And I would do that at 3, so I could keep doing both of those. And that's just sort of the way it ended up. And now I just do back because it used to be on other days, like the recap was once every 2 weeks, and the Dash podcast was once every 2 weeks. And then ended up being that like I had way too much to talk about. That was kind of old news, so I just did it every week. And now we're in this weird situation. But 3 people watch it on YouTube, and we have 9
9
on
on
Odysee,
Odyssey.
which
Yeah,
is
there
nice.
you go.
They're all
Hi guys.
They're all
Hello.
queued up. Yeah, Odyssee's really stepped up their game and stuff. It's good stuff. All right. Let me see. And Nitty's Games is here. Hey, Nitty. He's been doing a lot of stuff on the hub as well, so that's cool. Let's probably good to actually just get going. Let me hit the intro real quick, and then we'll just jump into it. So, hey everyone, it's not Friday. It's usually Friday, but it's not Friday today. It's, in fact, Thursday, because tomorrow's New Year's Eve, and then it's going to be a whole nother year, which is pretty crazy. So, yeah, happy Thursday. Hope you guys enjoyed the last podcast if you're watching. If not, well, here we are. Welcome to the Dash Podcast. I'm joined by my wonderful compatriots. First off, in descending order of image, although Kanuuker's got his camera off right now or something. It must be a bandwidth issue or something, but doesn't matter. Anyway, Pedro Pozo, how's it going, man?
Hey, good. How are you, man?
I'm doing fantastic, and I'm happy to have you on this. Obviously, always happy, but specifically because you're always a good a good podcast guest, and I'm kind of happy that and you usually work during this time, right? And
Yeah.
now you're actually off. That's kind of good. And the visual got messed up a little bit because Kanuuker's jumping in and out and stuff. But let me switch it back to this view, which thankfully works right now. It's just going to be the two of us for the moment. And I would say hi to Kanuuker, but he's doing whatever right now, trying to get the thing to work again. And one thing I should tell you guys, which, by the way, anyone who wants to do crypto content creation in general, avoid live shows unless people make you, because live shows are, on the one hand, they're very easy because you just sort of show up and talk. Like, the prep work is not as hard to do because if you have a guest or something or an AMA, you have I just got a message from Kanuuker. My fucking internet just went down.
Oh my
Okay.
goodness. All right, just try to get in, man, and we'll talk.
Okay.
Until that
So
point.
good thing is this view turns out to work just great with just me and Pozo. So we'll handle it for the moment. Let me actually type that to him in a second. to keep going until you get back in the swing of things. Nice thing to have live. Anyway, so the live show stuff is always challenge is not too hard to do, but you have to be on time, and the technical side of it is just annoying. It's not
Yeah.
that's super hard. It's just annoying because you have to juggle a million things. You can't do anything in post. So what I would suggest is, honestly, if you want to become a content creator, become successful, the best thing to do, the easiest things to do, I don't know if it's easy to be successful, but either be an audio only podcast person, because isn't that easy? You just sit down, talk,
And talk.
anywhere. It doesn't matter what you look like, doesn't matter how ugly you are first thing in the morning or whatever. It's fine, and you just upload and edit the audio at any time, and it works. You don't have just microphone. You don't have to do microphone, camera, etc. But the other one would be TikTok, because you know how easy it is to just like, hey, blah 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 blah, and then it's like 20 seconds, and you just put it up, and then you edit a little bit, and like the amount of editing you have to do to create like 5 or so of those every single week, 7 is not that much. You do it all in one day and just space it out. It's just that one you have to be a little bit more relentless. Agnew Pickens in live chat says ugly. I'm like, well, he's never seen me like right. He'd never seen me before I fixed my hair and moisturized and stuff. It's not a pretty sight. Let me just make sure who else is watching. Zone Crypto says howdy. And he'll always said, where did Kanuuker's Chad square jaw go? Yes, he's dealing with he lives in a third world country known as the American South, and so as such he lost his internet. Yeah, I'm sorry. Wow. What can I say?
Hey, I live in the South, and I have internet.
But you're in the more modern South.
True. I live in an actual city.
Yes. So while we're chat about random other things, let me just give the and Hill always says, well, the real South. But let me just give a quick rundown of things, of course. The paywall is there, cointr.ee/thedesert-links. Throw out a few duffs with a couple questions, and we will definitely read those off. Same goes for if you're watching on Odysee, Odysee Hyperchats, and then we'll definitely answer those. But please, any questions and comments about the Marketing Hub, feel free to just flood this with. And, I may not I may not actually read the ones that don't come with a little tip, but that kind of is what it is.
Anyway, where you want to start, man?
Okay, well, hold on a sec. Kanuuker says he's trying to get in, but it's not the same room. We might just have to do a 2 of us thing and have him in the live chat, possibly. But
okay.
Again,
Oh, he's here. Okay, here we are.
There we go. Where is this it? But now your names are switched. I gotta.
Do you guys still hear me?
Yes.
Just
there we go. Your names are perfect now. Nice.
Okay,
all right.
Great. This is great.
So your internet's working now. Cool. Well, so as I was just saying, feel free to flood the chat, any of the live chats with questions and comments, specifically questions, but also comments, feedback about the Dash Marketing Hub. And the ones we will definitely for sure read are the ones that come with the super chat or hyper chat or whatever. So go for that. Good to have you back. As Hilawi had said earlier, he said, where did Kanuuker's Chad square jaw go? So he's happy to have, Hilawi at least will be happy to have your Chad square jaw back. So anyway, let's just get to stuff. Here we go. We already got one from one time. I'm going to give him privilege because he's a constant supporter of the podcast, and he sometimes sends super chats a little too late, or there's a technical issue they don't display. So he has to say, I sent you something. Did you get it? And so I just answer anyway. But let's just start with this. Okay. First, Agnew Pickens. Did you ever connect with Joshua Smith and break the cycle? He's asked me. He tried to set me up with some libertarian podcast. No, I try my best. He keeps on saying, yeah, let's do it. And then I send him a DM. All right, let's do it. And just nothing. So I'll still keep on trying on that. If you're watching Mr. Break the Cycle, Joshua Smith, please have me on your show. One Time asks, can the Marketing Hub do YouTube ads in the future? I think we should be able to.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
I thought they didn't allow crypto ads on YouTube.
Well,
Oh, they
Have you
don't?
seen Crypto.com on every single flipping YouTube ad these days?
No, I got
Oh.
premium. I pay for premium YouTube. I don't see ads.
You pay.
Me
You
too.
pay the beast.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah.
it's worth it.
Yeah. Well.
I have it with an Indian VPN. I pay $2 a month for the whole
Oh.
family. So
Oh, nice.
$2 a month?
yeah. Yeah, I got a VPN and I get everything, wherever it's cheaper.
Mm-hmm.
So
But so as far as ads, there are some ads you can now run, I guess. There's enough proof on that kind of stuff. So obviously the difficulty or the trick with the YouTube specific part of things when you run an ad, obviously you have to pay in fiat. The Marketing Hub doesn't have fiat, so we have to do a proxy through like one of us and do a reimbursement task. That's kind of the way we've been doing it. Whoever runs a
now
channel
that's going to change soon, though.
well,
That's
hopefully.
how we do the Twitter boosts, and frankly, it's a pain in the ass.
It is.
So I'm really looking forward to Dash Direct Mastercard. That will solve that problem right there.
Yeah.
Yes, that will be hopefully amazing. Now, so that's the way you can get that thing, paid for. And the thing about the ads, I don't know what their approval process is like. But pretty soon, basically, we're talking about like what are we going to advertise? Like, hey, have you heard of Dash? Try Dash. No, not really.
Yeah.
We have to come up with something punchy. We have to come up with an actual advertisement. And I mean, if you look at like the Crypto.com ads, which are everywhere, they pay so much money for. They're really basic. Like I recognize a lot of this like stock, like music that they use and stuff, and it's like, it's almost amateurish. But it's not. I'm not even saying as a criticism. It's just like, all you need is just a good message, and people will jump on that. And Crypto.com's thing is like, buy crypto or use our crypto metal card thingy to spend your crypto. Okay, so as long as you have an easy one like that and can target people pretty well, I would say that's good. Now the thing that's targeted ads. Basically, I do believe we can get a lot of traction by doing targeted ads about Dash, but specifically, and this is going to be a theme throughout this podcast, promoting end user products and services.
Yes.
It's in call to action, not just here you go. Dash is great. Did you know? All right, I know. No,
Hold
but like,
this,
this is what
yeah.
you can do. Go here, download this, buy this, spend that, swap this, whatever. That kind of stuff. And especially because crypto YouTubers are like a big thing. If we hit them up with a lot, first off, that's an entirely different story, by the way. Huge
second.
rabbit hole on advertisement. But I definitely think that we should probably start exploring maybe Facebook opportunities as well, because as far as I'm able to tell, even now, Facebook still has a good deal on advertising reach, mostly because of how, it's like big brother to the extreme as far as data is concerned, but that means you can micro-target ads really well. So you could just find people who are interested in crypto at certain age demographics in, say, the U.S. or like, let's just say Venezuela, if there's any. I don't know if they probably do Facebook over there.
Yeah, they
just
do.
people who are there who are interested in crypto and like Traki or whatever supermarket they got, and just say, did you know you can spend it here? And we'll have to take a lot of that kind of stuff. But basically, and I'm rambling a little bit, but the steps before you actually start advertising is you got to identify what you're actually advertising, which I guess it's my opinion, and we kind of discussed this earlier. We're going to focus more on Dash-based end user products to advertise rather than just Dash conceptually, or just buy Dash, I guess. Which that's always a huge legal issue anyway, as far as like telling people to buy it, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So basically, we have to identify the end user product we want to promote, identify how we're going to, like, who is our target market, who is our target audience in these cases, how are we going to appeal to them to go do this, to go take action in some way. And then we got to commission an ad, or a series of ads in this case, that target those things. And then so once we have actually the video created and built, or I'm assuming it'll be a lot of video ads in this case, or the video ad or the text ad or the audio ad for like a radio show, like say Free Talk Live, then we just create that. Then we get to actually promoting it out there. Anything you guys want to chime in on that subject?
Those videos that Amanda did working with Mark, those were pretty good. Those
Yeah.
the iPhone comparison ads. Those were really good, like really well done. So that's a resource we should be able to tap into to get some good quality video out of it.
That's in fact I would love, because when I got into Dash, a big portion of why I got into Dash was the series by Amanda on how Dash fixed it. You watched the series?
Yeah, that was Mark
it was really good.
Shout out to Mark.
Yeah, so if we could like do that, but with the end products, and we can explain, you have your Bitcoin, like have Amanda or someone like that explain, you have your Bitcoin, but Bitcoin is low, so and expensive to spend. So you can actually go to this place, swap it out for Dash, and go and spend your Dash in 155,000 places. Dash, and Dash is fast and cheap and reliable, and then we can, market that everywhere. So if we can make like a short video with her, I mean, Amanda is great. I don't know if she's available or not for something like that. That would be good to know. But if we can do something like that, I'll be excited about it.
Repurposed content too. So like a lot of those Dash fixed it things, they're a little long. I would say longer form because they're just a few minutes, but they're not like 30-second advertisement form. So there's an easy enough way you could those could be recut in ways that just hit this, or like. And I do think that at some point, personally, the trying to like educating people on dashes and finding like, did you know? Hey, blockchain people, or hey, crypto people, did you know that Dash is actually more secure than? Do you know that blah blah blah? Find out more. Watch the How Dash Fixed It series. Click. Like there is a time and place for that, and I think that does have value. I think that's our number 2 priority.
Yeah,
number
I agree.
1 priority is get people to freaking use Dash. Right, get them to download Dash Direct, buy stuff with it, get them to use, I guess, Thorchain in the future. In the short term, I found SwapSpace to be really good on this kind of stuff. Just an easy swap service for small amounts, even though it's centralized, but whatever. To just swap some Nano over for Dash and spend it. To just get people into that funnel, get people using it, and then over time to fill in the gaps when people start saying, "Oh, I see people are using Dash," or "I'm being petitioned to use Dash a lot. What is this stuff?" And you find out more over here and stuff like that. So let me just read a couple of these comments. Please drop a link to those videos. Does one of you guys want to drop in a link to the playlist of how Dash fixed it on YouTube into in this case, the YouTube live chat? You could do that in the Odysee one as well but just someone in the YouTube live chat asked. So
yeah, let me look for it.
Yeah, it's on the Dash Pay, or the official Dash YouTube account, which is woefully underutilized. But so going into 2022, while you're going at that, I'm just going to describe the general overview and strategy of what we have, and kind of where we're going from there, and then of course fill in with a million questions. The thing we have to remember is, first of all, we can only do stuff if we keep on getting funded, of course, but also anyone can propose any idea and it gets funded and gets created. As long as there's no outstanding objections, as long as there's people to execute, literally anything can go. So when we're talking about our strategy, thanks Pozo for the link there. As far as our strategy, this is just what the three of us as directors of the project view as important, as an important direction to go in, and we'll be prioritizing things and asking admins and asking for contributors to like work on these kinds of things that further this. But it's not like there could be a complete left turn based on like not an entire left turn, but there could be, you know, a distraction, so to speak, if something else happens and then a bunch of people, we really need to do something about this, and they all jump in, and then that's just the way things go. So that's a big preface. But the direction, I would say, is three big things. It's good to go in threes. The first thing that we've been focusing a lot on in the last couple of months is building out our social media networks. And so it started with the Dash Community Twitter, which I kind of was working on before the Marketing Hub was a thing. But now it's been Kanuuker and I basically running that thing and just expanding our Twitter presence and basically filling in the gaps when let's just say the official Dash Kent wasn't really doing very much, or more importantly, they got a much more limited scope of what they're doing. It's just apples to oranges at this point. And so there's a lot of stuff that you want to hear from like Dash voices that now is out there. But I mean, that was our initial success, but I'm quite pleased with the way the Instagram and TikTok accounts have gone, and shout out to Pozo for getting the Instagram thing going, and shout out to our good buddy for running the TikTok stuff. It's funny because that was actually like a random Telegram message, I believe, or a random Telegram post that I was like, oh, this guy seems pretty good. So, but basically, I would encourage you to look up the Dash community accounts on those platforms and see how it's been doing. We've gotten quite, a few like 1,000 view videos here or there and stuff like that, which is, it's start for a nascent channel that no one's really done anything. Then yeah, it's pretty good. So
we've also got Blake doing the LinkedIn thing.
Yes,
and he's making some headway there, and that's a completely different avenue, but it's still an important one, I think.
Yeah, that's the thing about the LinkedIn thing is it is much harder to quantify success there. It's not like it's less successful. And shout out to Blake, who's been in the Dash community through thick and a lot of thin over the many years, and he stepped up to like run the LinkedIn thing, and he's been doing this. From what I've seen, he's doing a pretty good job. The thing with LinkedIn is like, it's more about the networking than the social media stuff itself necessarily. And so it's a little bit harder to get a read on that, but I do know that some of his connections have resulted in media appearance bounties being fulfilled. And so we got a presence there. It's going well. So getting that base has been what we've been doing in this last quarter of this year. That's been a big thing. And of course, filling out our content libraries has been another thing, which has been what the Dash Direct usage videos, all these other videos that we've been commissioning get of real usage of Dash. So it's not some dumb AstroTurf project, because like you see real people spending it in real places around the world. And that's kind of like just to have on hand, and then you add ones here and there. But so mostly it's been social media and filling out our stuff, kind of building work. But our big thing we're going to be pushing into in 2022 is obviously end user app use case kind of stuff, but specifically running creating advertisements and showcases of this and running them, including of course paid promotion across channels to funnel people into this use case. Not just talk about, hey, it's great. Oh, I made another video of me spending it on Twitter. Oh, share it around. Yay, good. But like, this is what you can do, but do it. And we're paying money to get it in front of people's eyeballs. And of course, running ads, like promoting tweets on promoting social media posts is one thing, which is great. And we'll do a lot of that. But we're looking to do specific advertisements that we can run on these things. And I would personally like to start chatting with a lot of like crypto YouTubers and podcasts and stuff like that, and have them do specific things for their audiences. And of course, they can get paid in Dash to do so.
Yeah, that'd be wonderful.
So Sylvan Cloutier says, hi, Sylvan. He says, I'm more on LinkedIn than Facebook now. Which account is it? It's a Dash community.
Yeah, Dash community.
And so look that up.
I'll put a link on the chats. Just give me a second.
And then let me just read through. So anything you guys want to add while I'm reading through the live chat here?
Essentially what you're saying, or what we need to be promoting, is that Dash is a solution, as opposed to so many other coins they just exist.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Whereas Dash is really a solution, and we're also a solution for all the other cryptos. For a lot of people made a lot of money over the past several years in crypto, and they need to, some of them want to start spending it, and that's where Dash really shines. Obviously, preaching to the choir here, but
yeah, and that's something that crypto's original use case was uncensorable money, and Bitcoin's original use was no one cared about the value of it because it didn't have any. It was look at what we can do to send it back and forth and spend it on stuff. And that is kind of remained it's grown over the years, but it's remained in sort of a larval stage, more or less, while all the other variants of the use case have grown around it. It's kind of the elephant in the room of the reason for the season, the reason we're all here is it's there, but it's not everyone's just kind of skipping it. Just number two, it's just let's just say how can you be healthy? It's diet and exercise, get a lot of sleep, daily meditation, a bunch of stuff, but then people are just not really dieting or exercising. They're just skipping to all the other stuff. And it's eventually you got to revisit that. And so that's really what Dash is. As I mentioned before that I think Kanuuker liked on our previous call, was that all roads lead to Dash. As far as everything you want to do to crypto, it opens up new use cases for unlocking value and money and getting you money that only you control, and invoking use cases you can't really do with the fiat system. But then what do you do with the money when you have it? How do you use it? How is it secure? How do you spend it without anyone telling you what to do, without going through KYC? And that's Dash. Every crypto use case. Are you an NFT flipper of a 12-year-old kid or whatever who makes a bunch of cool NFTs and makes a bunch of money off of it that you wouldn't be able to do elsewhere? What are you going to do now? Dash. Swap it to Dash, probably through Thorchain or something like that. Swap some of it to Dash at least. Go buy stuff with it. What are you going to do?
I'm very excited about that.
Yes. Or you're a MicroStrategy, whatever the hell. You got a bunch of Bitcoin in your Trezor or something to oh yeah, I beat inflation. Okay, now what are you going to do? Swap it to Dash. I think you can even connect your ledger to some of these Thor swap type features and stuff. So you could go from there and then just swap it to Dash, spend it, save 10% or save whatever it is at Bass Pro Shops and buy some ammo with it or something. There's just a bunch of things, whatever you want to do. Unfortunately, Library, which there's a token that Odysee is running on. Unfortunately, that's really hard to exchange for things. But imagine if they got on Thorchain, for example, long shot maybe. But then it just swap through them. Anytime you make credits or whatever on stuff, go right there. So that's kind of the use case that I'm envisioning, I guess, is all roads lead to Dash. Everything, anywhere. The thing is, Dash is not every project, I believe, in this last cycle has been trying to do everything. Everything does tokens, everything does DeFi, everything does whatever. But there's no way you can realistically do every project can be the best at everything. It's just an impossibility. But what you can do is attach yourself to every one of those use cases. Whereas you make a bunch of money off of DeFi, spend it with Dash. Or spend it with Dash. Spend it with Dash. Dash is where it leads out of. And so it's easy to, without reinventing the wheel and being well, let's build an EVM right away and let's do an EVM compatible, whatever the hell. And do Duff swap or whatever and our own little swap thing and like try to compete with all these other swap things, just which might happen at some point. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but instead people are having their fun on DeFi. Move it out to Dash to spend it and just attach to every single use case.
Yeah, in fact, I'm incredibly excited about, we always talk, the future is multi-chain regarding the crypto world. And I believe it's true. And people will be using things for NFTs, smart contracts, stuff like that they're important. But something that we need to remember is that Dash, as Bitcoin is here to solve a problem. And I think the reason Dash is not successful in terms of like market, and we're losing in market cap and all that kind of stuff, is because Dash solves a problem that the world doesn't seem to understand yet. And because people don't understand these problems, they're not looking for solutions. But when you're looking into something to invest in and you see that there is a problem, and that the problem is pretty obvious and it will be widespread soon, then investing in this solution, in the best solution, I believe that is the best solution. It's a smart idea. It sounds like a smart idea. Again, no investment advice, but it sounds like a smart idea. So we should, I think, when we're marketing Dash, and that's part of why Kanuuker was saying we need to market this as a solution. We need to, instead of just marketing as a coin, do it as a solution. This actually solves problems, and it's not just the problems that we always talk about with we always talk about financial censorship and all that kind of stuff. That is super important, but that's scalable, which many other coins, dedicated payments are not, like Bitcoin. Without being centralized, without centralized solutions. And now with Thorchain, Dash Direct with the Mastercard and stuff like that, you can literally swap anything into Dash and then in a matter of 2 seconds, really spend it. Which is incredible if you ask me. So I could swap an NFT. I could then go to Thorchain in a couple of months when they actually enable it. I could swap an NFT, go to Thorchain, swap that ETH that I just made for Dash, and then go to AutoZone and buy a new, a new part for my car. Or I could go to, or you could go and buy a car. Yeah, exactly. You can do whatever you wanted. But I think we should, focus ourselves into how are we a solution for those people that are using DeFi to make money? We are the solution to spend it.
And we need to really promote the idea that it's KYC-less as well. That it's anonymous. That's huge, because a lot of people made a lot of money on crypto, and they don't necessarily want other parties to know about it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so this is a way to stay out of the system.
And that's going to become increasingly important over time.
Yeah, you just made $10 million in Ethereum, as some people do. You're a big whale. With NFTs and stuff. Now you don't want the government or whoever it is to know about it, and what you do is you go to a decentralized exchange, made a decentralized swap, and then you do whatever you want with your money, and nobody's gonna know. And we are a good solution. Not that that is illegal or anything like that, or that we want to commit any fraud, but you with Dash have the alternative of doing things without third parties like the government knowing what you're doing. Now it's your own deal if you decide to not pay taxes or whatever. That's your problem and your legal responsibility. But we are a working payment solution with all of this integrations that allows you to actually spend that money on the real world basically anywhere. And there's no other project that does that effectively, with like instant settlement and stuff like that. So
do we know, are there going to be any restrictions on the Mastercard? I had an Uphold card, or I have an Uphold card, and it's okay, but it doesn't work at the gas pump.
Why not?
It just gets denied.
Yeah, you need to go inside. and then inside you say, okay, I want $20 on gas, and they do it.
Right. So are there going to be those kind of limitations on the Dash Direct card?
I am not sure how that works because it's going to be a gift. So it's not going to be a gift card, but it's going to be kind of like a. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe Joel knows more, but it's not going to be like on my name. So
no.
I've had some of those refillable Mastercards before, and it is a card. It's got a number, and you basically refill it, and then you spend the money.
So here's the thing, and let's be realistic on that moment. First off, we have to remember there's, I believe, $1,000 per day / single usage limit.
Right.
So unless you're getting a really crappy car, you can't really get a whole car for it. And there's like a few things like you don't want, and so it's not like it's just great for like in between things, or you pay a bill here or there, but like probably not rent, at least not unless you can break it up into a couple pieces, at least not immediately, right? But beyond that, so I've used a lot of these like prepaid type cards in the past, by the way, and there's some things that are a little tricky. So, like for example, you mentioned like the gas pump. I don't know if that is just Uphold being crappy, but for example, some hotels don't like using a prepaid card for incidentals, which I did one time, and they're like, "Oh, we don't usually do this, but I'll just let you do that," because they like to be able to charge whatever they want on it. Now, if you use Travala, for example, to book your travel, they have their own card that they put on file for incidentals, so you don't have to worry about that as an unbanked person, right? So there's some things like that. I remember using prepaid card type stuff at the airport to check baggage, and it wouldn't work in any of the things. They had to go and manually enter the number and charge an extra fee for that. There's like a few little things, so don't think it's like a magic, solution, but it is basically lets you do whatever you want. One time,
but for the majority of things, it works.
Yes, it will. It basically fills in everything in between. Now, one time pointed this thing out. He says, "How much work time and funding would the marketing hub allocate to planning, producing, and then to different ways of marketing an awesome 30-second commercial?" So we're talking numbers. Let me just say, like, our financial picture as of, let's just say, in the new year, when the treasury cycle's over, the payout's out, we've paid everyone up to date and stuff like that. We might have, because like let's just say we start with 100 Dash, right? We'll probably have 240. So kind of like, our budget plus like a 140 Dash surplus. Now, that might go faster if we decide to up some payments, because obviously the Dash price is below 200. It's around 200 when we mostly pegged out a lot of these payments, a lot of these like bounties and stuff. So we might have to do an adjustment depending on what the price does soon. So it might go faster. But I mean, I don't see why we couldn't like allocate like 100 to 140 Dash just for this generic use case. Now, does it have to be one ad, or does it have to be a few different ones? We can figure that out. But basically, that's kind of what I'd personally believe we should be able to allocate. I don't know what you think about you guys, but like anything we're not spending on like social media account maintenance and just kind of keeping, paying for the occasional, like, oh, we need someone to take a new Dash Direct video where he's like spending it here. Other than those, as long as we got those base things covered, I'm basically willing to blow all our short-term-ish budget, other than maybe a little buffer, whatever, but basically throw it all into something like this. I don't know what you guys think.
Yeah, I think we should. I think we should. Like we have our little machine working, which is we have someone producing graphic content. That is UFO. Then we have we have the social media accounts, and we have different purchase video bounties and stuff. So we have that machine that will keep going, and where we produce content and we promote it and we grow our networks. That's working as it is right now, and it'll organically keep growing if we just keep going the way we're going. Now, at the same time, with the rest of the budget, and our budget is less now that the price went down, but still we have a lot of room in the budget. to be able to blow it just trying different things. And I think that we should just try things. Let's
I do want to point out though that
Yes.
that we're not the purpose of the hub isn't necessarily for us to do all the work. The purpose of the hub is to incentivize people to do other people, the community, to jump in and do the work.
Absolutely.
And so we need to we still have that mindset in Dash of let's wait for someone else to do it. Even with the hub, it seems there's a little bit of that.
Yeah, it is hard to bring people in,
and so,
we've tried.
And I don't know, maybe if we up the bounty rewards or something, maybe we'll attract new people. The problem with that is, do you get a lot of people who just are just there for the money?
Yeah, you do. In fact, that's been a problem already with some people. We have to be careful with that. I don't know where the balance is. I try to like share it every once in a while. We made a tutorial video and different things. And you know, we want the community. So if you're watching this, we want you to come and participate in these things. Please, if you have any crazy idea, bring it up. Bring it up. We'll pay you for the idea. We'll pay you to write the specs for the idea, and we'll coach you. Yeah, if it's a good idea, of course, we'll coach you through it, and then we'll help you out so you can actually participate into bringing that idea into reality. But if we don't get more of the community for the moment, you know, trying to participate in this, then we're gonna try as much as our limited time allows us to do things ourselves.
Yeah, we're kind of bootstrapping it ourselves in a sense.
Yeah. But that's kind of the reality of the situation. Like, it's kind of funny how we have we, not just us in this project, but us in crypto as a whole, have these high-minded decentralization type ideals of like, man, you just like create it and it just runs itself, and like, yeah, but no. There's also a big component of people have to show up and do things, and if people don't show up and do things, things don't get done, and so you have to be the people in the beginning to make sure it kind of happens. And so, yes,
we do have a lot of different kind of tasks, so you don't have to be a creative genius with some brilliant advertising idea. We have things like quality control or quality assurance, like go watch a video and verify it's accurate.
And
they pay pretty well, honestly.
One of the things that I think is going to be really interesting, and by the way, there's a lot of chats to go to, which I'll start chopping through next. But if there's something, if you want to get your stuff through, just remind you can use the super chat to actually get stuff in the. We'll definitely read it. We'll get to this when we're done. As I was saying about crypt work, so. No one uses crypto, right? Lots of people use it. No one uses it to buy stuff for the most part. Some people do, but that's a minority use case.
Big minority. Yeah, it's very small minority. I mean, yeah.
Back in the day, CoinMap was with a Bitcoin map where you could spend Bitcoin and stuff. Never very accurate. Since the blocks kind of got filled up and all that stuff, it's been horrendously inaccurate because most of these places have never taken a single payment. Most of them, and then people keep adding them. They don't delete them. So whatever. That merchant map didn't work out really well. Where people can actually spend their crypto is one of the biggest problems with its utility, to be honest. And then it's like, okay, well, where else can you spend it? So we started a project. So like Bitcoin.com has their own map, which is just like a Bitcoin Cash version of that. But like, it's still not accurate. Every time I look at it, it's just like, half of these don't even exist anymore, and you missed all these other ones. So having because every community just kind of wants to like fill up their own little merchant directory and stuff. Having a good third-party multi-coin merchant directory has been a hard thing because we did our own for Dash with the Discover Dash app, and over time that just, first off, for some every treasury project under the sun was all using it to fight over stuff. I got more listings than you, and no, yours are fake, and like. It's an unfortunate part of human nature. People were competing rather than trying to all be together, but that's water under the bridge.
That's what it is.
Now, as far as there's been talk of DCG, Dashcourt Group, developing some sort of a verifiable merchant map. But I should point out that the reason why we started Discover Dash to begin with way back in the day was because in 2017 they were like working on a merchant map, and I mean that's like 5 years ago. So I'm not holding my breath. The merchant map thing is a big thing. The closest we came to a general merchant map was AnyPay. The payment processor had a merchant map that said that showed locations color coded based on how recently they received a payment through the processor. AnyPay's merchant map has been down for months now because they just can't be asked to like make sure it works, and that's tragic. The best merchant map in the world right now, of course, is the Dash Direct map because it's maintained. It's all like retail businesses that we know for sure are part of this program. Like it works, but it's only a part of adoption. Anytime I'm looking at where can I spend Dash that's a real location, it's not just through that app and it's not from memory, I always go to this site called Cryptwork. Crypt, W-E-R-K. And it's all right. Like, it's got a merchant map. It's got a bunch of categories, but got a bunch of coins. It's the only one that's kind of decent. And the only reason I know it exists is because Coin Payments used to maintain a merchant listing of all the businesses that used their payment processor. So at least you know that's legit. And one day when I checked up their list, they just migrated it all to Cryptwork. And Cryptwork does pull data from several different payment processors. And so I chatted with them a little bit earlier today, for example, and they're pretty committed to trying to maintain some kind of accuracy. But the point is anyone can submit listings to this. So rather than everyone manually submit 1 million listings to Discover Dash, and then it's just like, well, that's just your own internal thing and it's inaccurate, or instead of all that just nonsense, someone already has a directory out there, and we might as well start a bounty for people to start. Hey, if you know a business that takes Dash, just see if it's on the map. If not, submit it to the map. You get paid.
Yeah.
Not from them, but from us. And so,
like from Dash Direct or
no, from the marketing hub. We'll create a bounty
to
pay people to add stuff to the Cryptwork map.
We can do that. Yeah, but I was meaning, do you want only natively like businesses that natively accept Dash, or businesses that accept Dash Direct gift cards? Okay.
Natively, gotcha. Because we already have a Dash Direct
True.
map. And so they were sending me some stuff when I was DMing them on Twitter earlier. They're working on a couple things. In Q2 of next year, they're coming out with like a mobile app for a map. So you can just see like, oh, where can I spend crypto around me? You know, which is, it's all right. But what I was really interested in, they say in Q1, they're coming out with a browser extension that whatever page you're on, it tells you if that merchant takes crypto or not. So that's it's like, cool. Say you have like, you know, let's just say Alibaba or something like that, or some like random, let's just say Squirrely Dan's or something. You go there. You go to the Squirrely Dan's site, and you want to buy stuff there, and then it goes, bing, the Cryptwork thing goes off. It says, you can spend Dash in Bitcoin Cash or whatever the hell else they take at this location. And you're like, oh, that's cool. And so that combined with like the on-the-ground merchant app, combined with actually filling the database with a lot of like real entries, because like no one's really on the ball about making sure these businesses are in their directory, can make sure that now even if you don't have Dash Direct, it's useful to you to have Dash, because you're on your computer, you're trying to buy stuff from a site, and you're like, you either go to their directory if you just want to spend it, or you can just, as you're going about your business, you're like, oh, I can spend it directly here, and you go there.
Could we get Cryptwork to add the Dash Direct merchants though, the gift card merchants, because that's 155,000 plus or whatever. I mean, that's
yeah, probably not, because it's through by a proxy, but it does help. Like as far as simplicity's sake is concerned, you can have two directories. You can do, I can spend at the Dash Direct app here, or I can spend elsewhere here. And especially if you have people like in Europe and stuff that aren't yet supported, or may take a long time to be supported, you can just see. Or if you're on your computer and stuff, there's not a lot of online shopping through Dash Direct. There you can, but it's like a mobile forward kind of experience. You can kind of spend it there. And I think that with these two, you could also advertise that use case. Just say, you can spend Dash at blah, 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 blah. Go here, download the extension. It'll help show you. And download the merchant map. And then, of course, we'll make sure that the Dash ticker, the Dash listings are better stocked as far as with like real accurate information, obviously. But they're like actually better stocked than any of the other projects out there, more accurate, etc. And then you can actually we're getting to a spot where a lot of places actually are starting to take crypto, which is nice. And so getting them to take Dash is not that hard, especially if we run a continued bounty. We just start building from there, and let's just say there's another merchant directory out there, it pops up that becomes better, or maybe not, but it's competing, and then maybe the Dash core group does one. There's no reason we can't just feed data to all of them, right? And just use all of them, and just wherever people are trying to spend crypto, we should be there. It's also worth noting that the CryptoWorks site has some like advertising opportunities and banners and things like that. And there's no problem with, like, it might not be a large audience at this point, but there's no more pure user base than people on a site whose entire purpose is where do I spend crypto than to advertise this is what you could do, Dash Direct or whatever else.
I mean, how many users does CryptWorks have? Do we know? I
don't know. That's always harder to, as a site, it's probably harder to do. I checked it on
pretty hard.
Yeah, I'll probably not do this live, but I did check it on like Similar Web, and it was like 100,000 visitors a month or something. So like not huge
that's
right now.
No, but that's still 100,000 people.
That's a lot of people.
It might be like pretty soon. I mean, and it's gone up and down, but at some point it might be comparable to the Dash.org site, But like, the funny thing is like, once you start having better tools, like a browser extension, also like better data and stuff, and I'm sure they'd be more than happy for other parties to like spend time and resources advertising their product, right? And so, yeah, there you go. That's a good thing we can do in the future. All right.
Yeah, I think we really should, regarding payments and all that kind of stuff, as the marketing hub, we really should, once the ThorChain integration comes, we really should do something big with it. So we need to, and this is for you guys on the audience. If you have any ideas, we have some ideas on how to market this integration and some videos that we want to do and different things that we want to promote. But if you have more ideas, we want to hear about them, and we really need to do, and we have room in the budget to announce this and make something big out of it, because this bridge could be the key to getting a lot of people with a lot of money into Dash, that they may be having, a ton of Ethereum or a ton of whatever sitting and wondering, when am I going to spend this, or when am I going to move it, or whatever. And we could be the key for them to actually go and spend it or do different things. And that could get us a lot of exposure through ThorChain. So yeah, reach us out in Telegram, Discord, wherever.
Well, let me just give an idea I have just to get people's thinking as well. What if, and this I can imagine a million YouTube formats, but also like TikTok and other shorter formats. What if you just say, hey, you want to spend Bitcoin? Okay, it's hard. Why don't you, let's just say, how much money do you spend on like groceries or bills in a week or whatever? Let's just say $100. Swap $100 worth of Bitcoin to Dash. Use Dash Direct to buy it. Anything left over, throw it into liquidity providing on ThorChain, and just keep doing it. It's kind of like the roundup, like invest the cents that you round up on your card. Like Kavi's 367, so then 33 cents then get taken off the top and get invested into a stock or something. Like they already have those things. You could just manually kind of do that. Of course, automated would be even better, but that's a different story, right? But basically just say, or let's just say you have, you decide you want to get half your salary in Dash through something like Coinbase or Bitwage or something like that. Yeah. Get half your salary in Dash, spend it immediately in case you're afraid of like fluctuations or whatever. Just spend all of it on bills. Anything left over that's like in between amounts, chuck the difference in ThorChain. And then like by the end of the year, you could have like a big pool of like savings it's growing over time, you know?
Yep.
And then even if like the Dash price is ass, but like Rune takes off, you got it half into Rune, so it's still doing well, and you know, there you go. So that's like one thing you could really encourage the people to like buy, spend, you know, earn, spend, stake. Earn, spend, stake.
Yeah. Yeah, and you could do the same with CardNode. You could do the same with, I mean, other services out there. But I think, yeah, the ThorChain integration, and then you know we have platform coming as well, which will bring some interesting use cases. And there's a lot of dabs that can be solutions for different problems. So you know, with the hub, we want to have at least that's my understanding and my vision for it is this machinery going, creating content and promoting it out there, but also when these integrations come up, we can have special bounties and different things just to boost or reach and all that kind of good stuff. So again, I want to invite everybody. Please come make money with us. If you want to do something, it's something nice. You have some spare time, and you know, nowadays you can learn anything on the internet. You literally can learn anything. You need to go to college. You need to do just come. And if you're willing to work, you'll make some dash, some real money out there, and you'll be able to spend it. So
yeah, that's another funny thing to think about, right? What if you just have which of you two has a full-time job?
I do.
I do.
Yeah, there we go. Now, which of you, if you're willing to divulge, has a family?
I have 2 children and a wife.
3 dogs.
Yeah. And Pozo, aren't you doing something other than just work and family? And
I'm studying the masters. Yeah.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is like we have extremely busy people here, right? Now I can't compete with you guys, or at least not on paper. I can't compete with you guys, but like seriously, you guys got full lives and are squirrely Dan away, some dash on the side, and like why can't everyone do this? Like anyone watching who's just like a fan of crypto and like I don't really know how to code, I don't know stuff, like, well, you know what you can do? You can tweet about some stuff. You could tweet at exchanges. That bounty's about to be like ready to go. You can tweet at exchanges to say, hey, when are you going to add instant send for Dash? Get paid for that. All right. Or you can like, let's just say add some of these lists. You just find businesses that take Dash and just put them into the crypt work kind of thing. Get paid for that pretty soon. You can film yourself. Yeah, and then get paid for that. And all that stuff you can squirrel away to CrowdNode, squirrel away pretty soon to ThorChain, or just use it to then spend and then save an average of 5% or more on Dash Direct. Again, if you're in the US, I got to be clear about that. We might have gotten a super chat really here. Let me wait till it loads. Ooh, we got a second one coming in, but let me read this one from Anonymous / he docks himself as Hilawi here. Sorry, Hilawi, the other one.
Hi, Hilawi.
Anyway, so glad we have the marketing hub and really appreciate the transparent way you have conducted yourselves. It's not easy to keep everyone happy. Happy New Year. One time and I spoke last week and we agreed that the marketing hub should continue on Mark's YouTube advertisement efforts, which would be really powerful. All you need to have is analysis access to DashPay's Google Analytics account. Thoughts on that? Mark had a great success on ABJ's video ad about why BTC and LTC doesn't work. Let the marketing hub build on that. Are you interested in pursuing that? Sure.
Yeah, that would be great.
But the thing is, it requires like access to stuff, and like that's not up to us. But I do believe that we three, but also anyone else contributing them, I'm sure that there's people who would be willing to do something like that.
And again, access to stuff. sometimes we can try to have conversations with DCG people, and sometimes they're really open about some things and they share stuff with us, and others they don't.
Yeah.
But if enough of us get, and ask for it, then they'll have to do something about it. So we can definitely get this going. I don't know if you're available to do anything, Ilawi, but if you are, please reach us out.
Yes, we got
We also,
this
I
one.
think we do need to coordinate more with DCG,
I agree.
with Mrs. Dash and her efforts and stuff.
Yeah, she's been pretty busy at a lot of stuff. I have she might be on this podcast in 2 weeks. I haven't
That would be awesome.
I
Yeah.
haven't gotten the actual date confirmed in the calendar invite and all that stuff. But that was kind of a tentative, was like, oh yeah, let's do something. Oh, then this slot. Oh, this is too early. Let's do next one. That's kind of where we're at as far as I remember. Again, not promising things for other people. Anyway, super chat here from One Time. Hey, Joel, Pedro, and Kanuuker. 2022 will be Dash's big year. Let's go. One Time. Thank you.
Agree. I
Very nice.
agree.
So let me go back. Now we've kind of laid out a lot of our big things. Let me scroll back on some of these comments, starting with Odysee and then going to the YouTube things. There are some interesting things in here. So Daniel's channel said, he says, Hex and Pulse Chain is looking for an easy fiat on-ramp. Maybe we can bring a Hex or a Pulse Chain to Dash on and off ramp. So that's a little bit more of an involved question, but the reason I circled back to it, shout out Jen Psaki, the reason I circled back was because that has been something I've been sort of working on. My contact with Hex kind of went dark for a little while, but a lot of people got into Hex for mad gains. And everyone who knows me knows I'm skeptical about Hex and won't touch it with a 10-foot pole, but that's not the point. The point is some people have it, and some people are making a lot of money on it, and some people want to spend that money. Talk to them, swap. I know Hex is on swap space right now, so you can swap it to Dash. Just don't swap in like giant quantities, where they might trigger some KYC event on one of the many partners that SwapSpace uses. So just bits at a time. You can just swap like a couple $100 at a time, let's just say. Spend it via Dash. And that whole thing was going to be big. Now, Hex is kind of panned on a lot of exchanges, and probably I guess that Pulse Chain will be similarly. But the good thing about DeFi is it's decentralized. What can you do? So a cross-chain DEX that supports both. I haven't heard Hex or Pulse Chain spoken in the same sentence as Thorchain. But maybe it'll get there. They certainly have the resources to make that happen. But
Yeah.
we'll see. But basically that's the point, is like anytime people are making big old fat DeFi gains, especially in something like Hex that doesn't have the crypto ecosystem built around it, that's a great opportunity. Just swap it over for Dash, and then there you go. Now let's see. Scroll down here. Let's see. Dash is non-KYC'd off. So One Time said earlier that centralized exchanges are KYC'd off ramps to get fiat. Dash is a non-KYC'd off ramp to spend on goods and services. It's such a no-brainer. And I should say, a lot of people have no problem going through centralized stuff and KYCs. On the other hand, it's a lot of friction for a lot of people.
Yeah.
Like their bank might say, well, what's going on here? And they have to discuss it with them. They have to set up a thing. It's like, it's just annoying. It's not just like, zap, there you go, spend it. And you probably won't get those kinds of discounts either.
We need to make sure we don't forget that Dash also has private send. I mean, that's important.
Yeah, it is. And for me, just having like Thorchain, again, it is so big. If you think about it, once they release the caps, if they get it working, for us, it is so big because we're the only asset in Thorchain that actually works well for payments without KYC.
Yeah, I mean,
at the point of sale.
But that's the thing, is like Bitcoin Cash has an interesting merchant network here and there, some places you could spend it. But from everyone I've talked to, Bitcoin, I was 3 hours on the Bitcoin Cash podcast, which, by the way, shout out if you're actually watching that. He was watching the last podcast. Everyone I know who's like a Bitcoin Cash fan spends it somewhere, but it's like two places. It's like a couple different things. They're not doing like the deep dive, like someone like me, for example.
Right.
And it takes a lot of knowledge and a lot of specific things to all come together to live that way. However, not with Dash Direct. All of a sudden, you have one freaking thing. Or you do Dash Direct plus, let's just say, CryptWork really pulls through with this merchant directory and
But again, we have the
extension.
Mastercard now. We're
Yeah,
gonna
but
have it. Like
that's
it's
what I'm
gonna be
saying.
here next month.
And so it's gonna be very useful. One time said, how much are analytics necessary to succeed at marketing? Well, I would say they're crucial at some stage, definitely, because how do you know if your strategy is successful or not? So, for example, when we are like starting out with a Twitter account, we're just tweeting all over the place. We're seeing what works and what doesn't with the analytics. Like we passed, I don't remember which was a couple months ago, we passed the official Dash Pay accounts and like impressions and stuff like that, despite having like 1/400th the followers. And I've noticed that on those things, some things play really well. Videos and images play really well, although you can't only do those. Videos and images. Kanuuker's been doing a lot of why this matters kind of stuff about like, you shouldn't, no business is unessential, Dash is essential, kind of like those kinds of things play into that stuff. Some of those really play well. And it's funny because we're still in the discovery phase of finding out what works and what doesn't. But I think that what universally works is compelling content. It's really, and obviously, and we have analytics to back this up because otherwise we'd just be like, well, I think we should tweet about this. Compelling content, and one of the more common forms of compelling content is real people doing real things, people like that, but also how to X. People really love to learn how to do that. Like, how do I do this? Or like watch them do, like, because people want to know. It's not just, that's interesting, I never thought of it that way. It's like, here's how you can save this much money by using. Oh, I want to see that.
Not only that, but tutorials also have a long lifespan. I have a friend who does a YouTube channel, not related to crypto. He does watches and adventure stuff or whatever. And he did some trading and stuff, and he did some tutorials. One of them was on penny stock trading. That video has made him like $100,000 or something over years because people keep going back to it.
Yeah, I was surprised by my video. I did a video with Camilla, which is the girl over the Instagram account, and I did a video with her. We were in the park. It took us 30 seconds to make it. We were in the park, and kids were playing and stuff. She got on her phone. I got on my phone. Let's make a video on what does it take to send Dash from one phone to the other, and vice versa. And it was just like boom, 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 and she had never used it, so you could see it on her face, like the surprise, like, oh wow, okay, this actually works, and she was shocked by that. And that video that had no effort, whatsoever, got, thousands and thousands of views. I was like, wow, okay. And I think there is a lot of stuff like that we can do, especially again now with the new integrations. And as I think Hilowy was saying, this year is going to be amazing, regardless of if we get a bull market or not or whatever. This year is going to be amazing for Dash. If you look at the market cap, it looks like we're not doing well. But if you actually look at what's coming, there's never been a better time for Dash. Evo is right here. Thorchain. That's right.
It's on the tip of my brain. Might as well speak out when you're talking about the Bing Bong, like sending stuff back and forth. One thing would be really cool. You find a Dash accepting merchant, preferably, but could be just Dash Direct, and you have a bunch of kids, right? Like 3 like underage children or whatever. They don't have their own finances yet, and then you just videotape, you go scan, send. You send them each like $10, $50 worth of Dash right there, and then they all go spend it right away, because you can't do that with Venmo.
I'm supposed to be doing a video of a friend of mine. He's 7 years old at my store to do a Dash purchase. Unfortunately, his family is all got COVID, so they're in isolation right now.
Oh man.
So that's been delayed.
Well, it's
And going to what you're talking about, that's something I think we need to do, not just in Dash, but in crypto in general. We need to bring more fun back into it. It's gotten so ugly over the years.
Yeah.
Sending,
I'd like to
spending,
do a series of
earning is
videos
fun.
on community members comparing their hobby to Dash. Like I like to shoot, like pistol shoot, and I like to film it where I could like, what's faster, me shooting 3 steel plates or a Dash transaction, and then sort of, or have someone like take their Tesla and say, what's faster, 0 to 6? Can a Dash transaction beat Tesla to 0 to 60 or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know those.
That would be lots of fun.
You know those like relay race type things where like, you know, everyone's done the sprinting exercise at some point where it's like, go, you run and touch the ground and turn and run, touch the ground.
Yeah.
Just do that and have like 2 people at the other end pinging Dash back and forth between like usernames, and then just say like, can you do it faster than the guy can run back and forth? Okay, it's like not fast enough. All right, shorten the thing. Can the guy run back and fast zap?
Yeah,
zap? And then
we only need, dude, we only need like to have 4 or 5 guys to do a video like that, and that would be so much fun.
We should
like I'm up to doing it. Like,
create a bounty create a bounty that's compare your hobby, sport or whatever to Dash, and see how Dash compares.
Yeah.
And just leave that as an open-ended bounty, so anybody can, because there's an infinite number of hobbies out there. People do things like, oh, I can do this faster than Dash, and then or Dash can do this. Dash is more secure than this bank vault or something. I don't know, whatever. But you could come up with sorts of weird ideas to make them fun.
Let's do it. And another one that we talked about that I wanted to mention for you guys, we are going to make a bounty. We talked about this before, to reward us, kind of like the marketing hub, to reward external marketing attempts or things that people do that are not exactly within the hub. But let's see, we see on Twitter that someone did a really cool video and they didn't know about the hub, or they didn't do it through the hub, but we want to tip them from the hub. We want to tip them and give them half a Dash for it because we just think it's awesome.
Yeah, we had a guy do a Russian tutorial on Telegram.
Yeah, so we're going to have the ability to do that from the hub. And I think that's going to boost our community and external people as well. Let's say Naomi does something, Naomi Brogwell. I mean, everyone knows her in here, I think. She does something, and she does a video that she mentions Dash, and we think it's doing good to us, so let's give her half a Dash or stuff like that. We're going to have the ability to do that from the hub. And regarding that concept, let's make it. Kanuuker, let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm up for it. I would make a couple of videos, honestly.
Yeah, so let me catch up on something on Nitty's Games, who's been very energetic in a great way, was making some great points up here, which are less directly Dash marketing related, but they're very important to it. He said I can't really find, and this is like, what is it, almost an hour ago by now, because we've just gone through so much. He said, I can't really find an easy place to stake my Dash. So the crowd node is coming into the Dash official mobile wallet. So you will be able to do a one-click stake option in the mobile wallets very soon. At some point in Q2, I believe, of next year, then there will be a trust-less or trust-minimized option. However, that won't be just super one-click, but it will be in there. The thing is, Thorchain will be like a one-click type of a thing where you can just open up a ThorSwap mobile app and just deposit, and you can kind of do that, right? Now, however, I'm writing the specs for another wallet that is a username wallet that has CoinJoin mixing in it and has native Thorchain integration all into it. So you could do one-click staking into Thorchain from that wallet and be able to receive Bitcoin, for example, but it just gets Thor swapped straight into Dash and then vice versa and stuff. So I'm still writing the specs for that, and the developer still has to make it. But basically, to answer what Nitty's Games was saying about, or Nitty, I'm just calling Nitty from now on, is we're some of us, maybe not the marketing hub, but people are working on making these solutions a lot easier. So, but as soon as they're out there, you can just market the crap out of that.
Instead of, I mean, it would be awesome to have integrated private SIM right in the wallet, but as a workaround, could you not have an option to run your Dash through Ben's or Delta Engine's My Dash Wallet service?
You
Is he
mean
still
for
running
me?
his mixing nodes?
I think so, yeah. But
Why don't you just have a roundabout through there?
it's clunkier, and it's like there's more issues with that. Basically, it helps. We have the ability to do native mixing in mobile wallets, and we just don't have one that does it. We have Dash Electrum, but it just never works for that. Sorry. So we're going to try to get. Basically, what I want is I'm going back to like the end user product and build backwards type thing. What do people want to do? They want to send money and receive it. Like, they want to use Dash's special features, which fast transactions are one. Mixing's another that just no one uses. Like, I use it because I run the full node and do it. I've used it through other stuff, but like no one really uses it because it's not in the core wallet. And also, if you want people to use Dash, it's like, well, first you got to get some, and that usually stops everyone right there. Just annoying. But if you have a wallet where you can receive Dash if you don't have Dash, how cool is that? Like, if you just say, hey, Bitcoin person, try Dash. Oh, what is this? Download this wallet, load it up. All I have Bitcoin, doesn't matter. Load it up. Now you can spend it. Just that simple. One product that just works. And so that's why we're working at that. Let me scroll down, make sure I didn't miss anything else. As Diddy was saying about, there's irritating extra steps. I think when we advertise bigger, the apps shouldn't have any of those small inconveniences. Exactly my point, which is why we're working on some of those kinds of things.
As far as privacy goes, well, every community member should be mixing their Dash, and it's not hard. You set your wallet up, you just throw everything into there, maintain a buffer, and then just pull out what you need. And then we've always got mixed funds ready to go.
Yeah, I actually haven't done that, and I should start doing it. It just, and how much are, by the way, how much are the fees for like mixing? Is it
It's just transaction fee? It's next to nothing.
okay?
Yeah, there's very little.
I mix everything.
Yes,
Okay.
same. The thing is, as far as just a quick mixing tangent, you do have to pay like a collateral payment every round or so. Every round you do, I believe, and it usually gets refunded, but not always. So it's like there's a slight mixing fee because the actual transactions are feeless, but there is a collateral payment thingy that makes it so you can't like, you still pay for it, kind of. There's a small mixing fee, and then when you pay, it could be no extra charge, but the thing is, like, anytime you pay, normally you get change back. With mixing, you can't get change back. So it's just like let's just say if you're buying a coffee that's $4.99 and you pay $5, then you have a 1 cent fee, right? But if you're buying something that's like $4.11 and you pay $5, you could pay, what is it, like a 89-cent fee on that, like, because you can't get the change back. So depending,
Well, that's if you do it mixing. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. With mixing, sometimes if it's depending on the exact amount you sent, some of it, anything extra is burned in the fee. So sometimes it can get a little annoying, but it's not. It's
small price to pay for some privacy, and it's still cheaper than most other fees you pay on other mixing services or other private coins.
Yeah,
true.
So YouTube will, Kilawi is commenting down here. He says, YouTube will approve specific crypto ads. Mark Mason managed to get a contact at YouTube to approve individual videos. We would continue that effort. Yeah, absolutely, if we can.
I'm totally up for it.
And then one time on Odysee was saying the Amanda video has 141,000 views. Could you guys get by lots of views like Mark got for that? I'm pretty sure, yeah. It's just like, yeah. And our view counts will be like some very slight promotional nudging. We've gotten a few thousand on like various social media platforms, but like
we got videos with 8,000-9,000.
Yeah, but like with actual money behind this, like not just we'll throw $50 here kind of thing, but like with actual money behind it, I think we can easily get there. But like, I think it has to be like a super, like, something that people are going to stay around and watch. It has to be something that people want, i.e., how do you spend your crypto? Yes, and I don't know if like KYC is a little bit too technical of a term for like an average ad, but you could just say, without giving up your identity and without giving up control over your money. Here's how you spend it. Boom. You know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah. As soon as this, I mean, Mastercard integration is up, I want to make a couple of videos. And you actually, Joel, gave me an idea about another video that I would like to do. And I live on campus on my university, and there is a bunch of campus students that are always looking for some extra money, you know. So
yeah.
I'll probably just sow
Broke
Dash to,
college kids.
yeah,
Just don't
to
have
some
a,
of
just
them,
don't have a
and
black couch
just
in the background. Whatever you do.
make a video with them. I'll pay them for it in Dash, and you know I can make a video, and we can do the idea that you were talking about, where just run to me, see if you can run faster. You know, this 50 feet before the Dash transaction comes, and then it wasn't faster. Let's try 30 feet. You know, and then let's and then we can mark a Dash faster than running 2 feet, I don't know, 5 feet or whatever. And, we can do a lot of fun stuff with the hub.
Yeah.
I'm really glad that the network allowed us to do this.
Yeah, like here's a good example. What if, like, approach random college kids? Hey, do you want to go like sprint? You want to go sprint like 5 of you or 2 of you? Like, whoever makes it to that tree fastest, I'll give you like $10 in Dash or whatever. And they're like, sure. And then they spread. Whoever gets it, you just send it to him. Then he goes to Cinnabon, saves 4.75% spending in Dash because he's got to replenish those calories he just burned.
Get him to shotgun a beer. Who can shotgun a beer faster than Dash or whatever? And then they go to the
There you go.
Well, we have to find. Hold on, let me see where it is.
Yeah, I was thinking on campus there are like fast food restaurants, and maybe some of them like accept Dash Direct or something like that. So you can go there and be like, okay,
so
I will buy lunch
Total
for 5
Wine
guys.
and More, 3.25% off. It's like for your frat party. I don't know. Obviously, we got to be careful in exactly how we market some of those edgier topics. But like the other thing is, I'd have to do some research in like firearms are something that are extremely globally, I would say, controversial. In the smart, sane parts of the U.S., not at all. And I would consider, most of the South and then also where I live to be those non-controversial spots. But still, there are some banks and stuff which are practicing censorship against firearms purchases. So that could be another thing.
The gun market was something I wanted to target. Actually, I've been thinking about that for a year or two now. Target the gun YouTubers. They're all getting censored off of YouTube and stuff like that.
Get them on Odysee. Get them taking Dash payments.
Yeah, I mean, they're all using.
Yes, as Hill always said, YouTube would dislike it, unfortunately, for ads. But the good thing about something spicy like that, you don't really need to pay ad money for it because people will share it and stuff like that all over the place.
I am up to go buying. I need a new shotgun.
Yeah.
I'll combine with Dash.
Between shotgun and a beer and getting just an actual shotgun, there we go.
Yeah.
So we should probably start wrapping this up a little bit just because I know, Kanuuker's got to go. Target gun market. Let me just see what else. And then one time also mentioned something about, there's another one I have to cut. But anyway, one time said, when you have a 30-second commercial, maybe the marketing hub could do bounties for translations to other languages for alternative graphics durations or even, et cetera, et cetera. Yes, it's very easy to do all that stuff. Now, Daniel's yes, go ahead.
I was saying, speaking of graphics, don't forget that we have a repository of graphics being created by, he's got 3 UFO, I Smash for Dash, and 3 Dash
I'm going to share that right now.
He's doing great work. So we got really good images coming out of him to be able to share, and it's all on the
we're going to share a link to the drive. Yeah. I'll share it right this second. Just give me 1 second.
I think he just uploaded some stuff today for New Year's. I haven't checked it out yet.
Yeah, but I haven't checked it out yet because he did while we were here. I'm pretty sure.
So let me kind of hit this Daniel's channel comment. He says, I found out when I send ETH to somebody, I reveal to him all I did on chain when he uses some chain analysis. Showstopper. Let me correct you, Daniel's channel. No chain analysis. You literally open up your Ethereum address in a block explorer, one address, all your history's there. everything he did, every Uniswap, everything. I don't know, like, this is how we know we're still early, and this is like, we are so early is the most trite, stupid Bitcoiner thing to say all the time. But like, it's horrendous. Like, literally all your financial history in huge amounts sometimes is all right in an easy to read page that anyone who doesn't understand anything about crypto can read. At least with like a UTXO thing, like a Bitcoin or a Bitcoin Cash or Dash without CoinJoin, you have to kind of know what you're looking at to like find out what people are doing with their money. Privacy is hugely important, and while I don't know if everyone's going to be trying to like run from tax authorities or something, and like, that kind of, everyone's going to want to throw off their barista from being able to tell how much money they have, or like, and so the one address like account based thing is just not going to hack it. And just like, if you send a Bitcoin transaction, they could put it into some basic chain analysis and maybe figure some stuff out. You got to mix. Mixing is going to be a huge thing in the future when people actually use this as money. All right. Any final things before we wrap up so we can all get out of here and not miss obligations and such?
Just a reminder that the Dash Marketing Hub is for incentivizing the community, and we need community members to help participate. We need more people to get in there and get involved.
Yeah. You're the one that looks most like Uncle Sam of all of us. Why don't you point at the camera and go, I want you.
I want you.
the marketing hub. All right. Splock says, happy incoming New Year's, Dashers.
Thanks for the tips, Splock.
Yes.
He tipped us in Discord.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Thank you, Splock. Yeah, that was awesome. Shout out to you, man.
And shout out to all our people across. I mean, it's almost the new year in like Australia, New Zealand and stuff already. So happy New Year to everyone. Thanks for your continued support and everything. Reminder that you can reach us anywhere, right? So any of the Dash Telegram channel, the Dash Discord, which is staydashy.com, gets you in there. All those places you can ping us. I am the Desert Links everywhere, basically, including Twitter. Pedro Pozo is Pozo, I guess, on Discord. And what is it everywhere. On Telegram?
Same on Telegram, yeah.
And then Twitter's Pozo_Dash, I believe.
Yeah.
Kanuuker is similar to me, and they just Kanuuker everywhere, as far as I know.
Mine is
that or my real name, which is Chris Webb.
Yeah, you can also, ping me on Telegram, whatever.
We do have the dedicated and we do have the dedicated channel on Telegram for the Dash Marketing Hub.
We do.
Yes.
If you want to be there, just let us know.
Maynard James left a nice LBC tip. Happy New Year. Thank you very much, Maynard James. You're great. I would say great American, but I don't even know if you're American. But you're a great person.
I just wanted to say to everybody, I'm incredibly excited. I mean, about this year in Dash. This is going to be amazing. And I know we're kind of like turned down by market and all that kind of stuff, price action. But this year is going to be amazing, guys. And we are, as Joel was saying, we're so early. We're so freaking early. So come be a part of it. Be a part of it in the marketing hub and have a story, to tell your grandchildren. I was a part of that. Not just the dash that you'll make, but I believe we're making history here. I believe we're fighting for the right thing. I believe when we market Dash and when we do all these kind of things, we are advocating for freedom in a world where the authorities everywhere are trying to turn down freedom. We are. I mean, if we're here on crypto and we're involved, it's because we love freedom, not just a quick buck. Quick buck people are elsewhere.
Well, Dash in particular, I think, and us in particular, we're not just us as in the market, but I mean the Dash community. Mm-hmm. We're the tip of the spear of the revolution. That sounds really communist, but
we're not communist at all, guys. My Dash is mine.
of the revolution of decentralization. We're right at the forefront, more than pretty much any other project. And I think, when you start thinking about market rankings, I mean, the market rank doesn't matter. It matters in a sense because that's how you attract people, but we're being compared. It's like comparing fishes to bicycles. I mean, there's no comparison to most of these other projects. Mm-hmm. We're building a foundation. We're not chasing hype or through fads or trends or anything like that. We're building a foundation, and that just
It's
takes
so
time.
strong. It is such a strong foundation.
Yes.
I mean,
and let me add something that's like everyone's like, freedom, rah, freedom, tyranny, all this kind of stuff. That really resonates to most people. Something that will resonate to everyone is money. Money makes the world go round. And people are chasing like quick, easy gains, maybe. But what we have to remember, this is something I'm wrapping my head around more and more as time goes on, is money is just a value communication tool. And everything we do in this world has value, and money is how we communicate and acquire that value. The old system, the fiat system, leaves so much money on the table. Everything you do, whether it's, pick up some trash off the street or do a beautiful composition, play a song, or like help someone out here, or build a new app, or there's a million things that we do every day that just we don't get paid for because that's just not what old money does. New money, the new systems, all this value we're just leaving out there on the table. We get it now. Like, for example, an NFT, for example, where that's like part of you and your exclusivity and your time and stuff like that you can actually just like turn into an object and sell now, for example. And so that's what this is all about. And right now, the choke point of all that is the credit card, the bank. Now that crypto as a whole is unlocking stuff in that Dash specifically may not end up ever doing necessarily, but might, it still goes in order to unlock that value that you've now grabbed, that you've now captured, that you didn't used to have. You still have to go through the banks. You still have to beg someone's permission to take the value that's rightfully yours, that the value of yourself as a human being and all you do. With Dash, you don't need that. You can swap whatever right in Dash, spend it. It's true financial freedom, and it's truly capturing this leftover value that the banks would be love to deny you.
And on that note, I gotta go.
All right.
I gotta get up.
See you guys.
So.
Yeah. All right. Bye, man.
All right. Thanks, guys. Have fun.
I can stay around for a minute if you want, but
let me just switch this for just like 5 minutes. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. This has been a great one. As always, make sure to actually investigate the Marketing Hub. We got a dedicated Discord channel too. You go to staydashy.com, and that gets you the Dash Discord, and there's a Dash Marketing Hub channel there. But literally, like, we're kind of everywhere. If people just start asking about it, someone's going to bring that up. So, Thor Hammer came out, blah, blah, blah. All right, so we should probably wrap this up. Now it's time for this thing we call the after party, which is any of you guys who are watching who want to talk and brainstorm and any of that more stuff, you get to do that in similar setting to this, except it's not recorded or broadcast, and it's as many people as you want. So let's go jump on in there. You go to staydashy.com again to get to the Dash Discord, and you start asking around for the after party, and one of us will give you the link. Now, if you're not there, anywhere you can reach out to me personally. I'm sure you can reach out to Pozo as well, but I just know all my DMs are like right here. They're really easy to access, and I'll let you. So I'll get into the after party. I'll be there not a hugely long time because I do have another obligation coming up, but at least I get that started, and I might jump in on later. So get it going, after party as long as you want, because this is our New Year's Eve party before New Year's Eve, because I got like a bunch of people in the real world space tomorrow night. I won't be able to do anything there. But anyway, have a fantastic New Year's Eve, New Year's weekend. Happy 2022. It's finally amongst us. What will the price of Bitcoin top 100,000 in 2021? Oh, who knows? I'm saying all that shit is over now. We're into the next year, onwards and upwards. God bless everybody. We will see you in the new year.